series is that there's scope for people to, you know, change the tone as, you know, the years go by, as characters have, like Jamie Lannister, and I felt a little like Littlefinger was warming up a little, you know, showing a little bit of a gentle side. I was just pointing, you know, made that point to somebody else, and they were saying, yeah, but you pushed your wife off, you know, through the moon door. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty dark.
It's also always interesting watching characters, like younger characters growing up within a series, you know, like Sansa, Arya, and Bran, and characters like that, just going from being 12-year-old kids to being, you know, young men and women. That's fascinating. There's so many characters, there's so much to keep them interested and occupied and all the rest of it. And I'm loving being part of it.
And there are rumours that it, you know, could go on for a decade. Would you be up for staying till the bitter end if you don't get killed off?
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay around as long as the character serves the story, you know, or is required to serve the story. I'll be there, you know. I'm not afraid to die, you know. I'm not afraid to live.
You can't be in this series, can you?
I guess not.
Enjoy your season. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
It's insane, yeah. It's nothing. I didn't really foresee it when we started doing it that it would be a worldwide success, but it's amazing. It's fantastic. I mean, what other premieres do you get to go to that are in the Tower of London? I've never been to the Tower of London, so this is the first for me.
And it's such a heady mix of characters, sex, violence, plot lines. It's hard to know what the biggest sort of pull is. I mean, for you, what's the biggest attraction for fans?
Well, I think it just appeals to so many different audiences, all age ranges. You know, I go to conventions sometimes and I just get families of people coming to me and saying, you know, we watch it all together, and I'm like, really? You know, but it's great. It's just, you know, it's steeped in fantasy, which I think anywhere, no matter who you are, you can get into that world quite easily. Do you know what I mean?
It's always brought up the sex and particularly the violence, and your character has more violent scenes in it than most. I mean, what do you think is going too far? Where do you draw the line?
I don't think there is a line, especially in this show. You know, I'm excited to see. I can't really say that, but it's.
Are you about to give something away?
No, not at all. It's a very violent show, but I think it's necessary. You know, I think all the nudity aspect of it, it's needed and it's relevant. You know, I don't think that there's sensationalist moments. It's all appropriate. You know.
And your character, I mean, he's had a complete shocker, hasn't he? Poor old Rheon. I can't even watch your scenes. It's that bad.
I get that a lot. Yeah, I think it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable. So it's. My poor mother, though. I mean, I feel sorry for her, but she. It's just great. I as an actor, I'm excited to see what else can happen with it, you know. So. And
do you flick to the end of the script to see whether you're still alive?
No, I would never do a thing like that. Of course not. I wait. So it's great though. I can't wait to see what happens this year.
I couldn't think of anywhere better to have the world premiere. There are dragons flying on the wall of the Tower of London. It's just incredible.
The ravens, you don't even need to ship in, they're here.
Absolutely, they're all here, and we've got King's Guards over there and Beefeaters. I mean, we've got everything here. Fantastic venue.
Surely everywhere Game of Thrones goes, you kind of get the red carpet pulled out. I mean, people love this show more than most on the planet.
Speaking as a fan of the show, and believe me, I'm a huge fan of the show. I don't actually read the script, I just read my bits because I do not want to know what's going to happen next.
Do you not even check whether or not you're still alive at the end?
No, I try and avoid that whenever possible. I'd like to stay alive for as long as possible. I don't want to know. But I think one of the reasons why the show has been so phenomenally successful, apart from the incredible writing, apart from the acting performances and the production values, you literally don't know what's going to happen next. Literally. And it's some of the best television I have ever seen. And it has been such a privilege to be part of it. And I'm in it. You know, every actor needs a certain amount of arrogance to say, oh yes, I'm good, I can do this, I can do that, I'm wonderful. But whenever you're sitting in a room on any given day with Charles Dance and Diana Rigg and Nikolaj and Lena Headey, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm in the same room with these people. Fantastic.
Have an amazing night. Thank you so much.
I will indeed. Thank you. You guys are going to love season 5.
The main thing is the plot and the characters are very compelling. So I think it really sort of captures people. Because there's so many different storylines going on, and there's so many amazing characters. Hi, Dad! And yeah, there's loads of amazing stuff, you know, and you kind of really get absorbed by the characters and get involved with them, and you really don't want them to die, but inevitably they always do. It's quite good fun, yeah, and I think with Ramsey, because he's so happy and he really enjoys doing what he's doing, he gets incredible joy out of being horrible. So it's kind of in a way you leave feeling quite elated by it all, which is really dark. There are things that obviously I feel, oh my god, that's terrible. But yeah, he's just, yeah, it's easier than playing a very weighty character that has everything inside. At least he just lets everything out in a cathartic manner.
And is it, in terms of fun to work on as a series, it's a great British cast. I mean, you're away in Northern Ireland for such a long time. I mean, it must be quite a good jolly in some ways.
Yeah, it's great, you know, and it's cool because there's a lot of sort of, you know, actors that are kind of my age and that I might not have known before. We all sort of hang out and play pool or whatever. Beat Kit Harington and Alfie Allen at pool as much as I can. Happens all the time. And yeah, it's great. There's a really good bunch of people involved.
So if you can stay alive, you'd be up for 10 series?
I'd be up for carrying on, definitely, yeah. Who knows?
200 years ago, the only reason we'd have been in here is to have our heads cut off. So, yes, they're allowing the high polloi in now, which is kind of interesting. No, it's fantastic. I don't know how they're going to get all that paint off the wall. That's the only thing that concerns me. I might be up there with a wire brush in a couple of hours while you're all enjoying the show.
Well, it seems quite apt that it's here, doesn't it? I mean, what is it about Game of Thrones that we love so much? Is it the sex? Is it the violence? It's sort of a very heady mix, isn't it?
It is an extraordinary mix. I think one of the main reasons is that it's the attention to detail on the storytelling on this. It doesn't patronise. It expects you to be grown up, and not just that, you know, the bad guys aren't wearing the black hats and the white guys aren't wearing the white hats. It constantly surprises you and constantly pulls the carpet out from under you, and I think audiences love that. I love it. When I'm reading them, I'm going, oh my god, I wasn't expecting that, and it's extraordinary, and to see how they're going to film it, and it's a fantastic thing to be part of. And you know, there's nothing like this is ever going to come along again. You might have fantastic storytelling, but not of this kind of variety, and with this, you know, level of intricate, weird, wonderful, and extraordinary characters.
And there's not that many shows that have the water cooler moment where people come into the office the next day and go,
did you see that? I know, like a Red Wedding and all sorts of stuff, and the Battle of Blackpool. I know, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And that's what people love. I mean, you see all these trailers for the big Hollywood movies, and the entire movie's in the trailer. What's the point in going to see it? Whereas this thing, and to, you know, credit to the fans, a lot of them know what's coming up, and they don't say anything, and they allow their mates to kind of enjoy it and scream, and those people are sitting on one end of the sofa going, you weren't expecting that, were you? And it's a joy, it's a great experience.
And I have to ask you, when you get the script, do you flip to the end to make sure you're still in it?
No, I don't.
You liar.
No, I don't. No. I think they usually, I'm not sure if they email them I would never go to the search engine.
They email you and go, you're dead.
Yeah, just a small headstone on the email. What? Why didn't they tell me? No, it's so far so good. I'm just about there, I think.
If you could do it, you'd bottle it, wouldn't you? It's just, the books are hugely popular. I think it was a very risky thing, you know, it's a massive investment for HBO to make, etc., and it's completely paid off. And it's you can't tell really. It's a brilliant mixture of things. I think it's the fact it's rooted so much in history and the sort of with all the stuff we love about, you know, our own history. It's very like that. It's about power struggles and fraternal rivalry and fighting and battles, and then dragons. So it's kind of got everything really.
There has been obviously lots of talk about the sex and the violence. I mean, where do you think the cut-off point is? Is there a cut-off point? Where is too far?
The moment that I have sex, that will be the end of the show, I think.
Enough said on that one, anyway. I mean, yes, there has been rumours that it could go on for a decade. Would you be up for that?
Well, I mean, you know, I was in one episode last year. I mean, one episode this year. It's fine for me. It's not exactly a retirement plan, so I'd be very happy. But also, it's like, you know, the really big shows, MASH and Frasier, Friends, and those American shows, they're decade-long shows. So I suppose it depends on how long George and Dan and David want to carry on, really. I mean, there's obviously a huge amount of material there, so we'll see.
Long may it continue. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Bye-bye.
Not normal. It's exciting. It's very cool to be here. Have the world premiere of season 5 at the Tower of London. It's great.
And what's your experience with this show been like? I mean, you get some of the more glamorous locations, don't you? I mean,
yes.
The Wildlings, I mean, they have a pretty rubbish time. I mean, you get all the good stuff.
I don't do all that cool stuff on the wall.
And the dirt.
I'm the lucky guy.
You get the bit one.
I do a little bit of charming, a little bit of killing, and I hopefully, end up in bed with the wind. That's what I do.
Yeah, it's not all bad, is there?
No complaining.
What is it about this show then that makes it the hit that it is? It's the most pirated show in the world.
I know.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what it is. But I do know that it's very weird and to be part of something that is so much in the zeitgeist. Whenever we're shooting, I kind of always forget that people are actually watching whatever I do, but then working on Game of Thrones every now and then it kind of hits me for a second. I think, oh my God, there's actually a couple, hundreds of millions of people that are going to be watching this.
Well, enjoy this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you couldn't really ask for a better location for the world premiere of season 5. It's really cool.
And you've been in this series from the start, so presumably you've come from a place where you weren't sure whether it was going to be a hit, to it being a worldwide phenomenon.
I know. I'm surprised every day, to be honest. I mean, I remember I was telling friends that I got the job, and when I got to the point where I said, well, it's a fantasy, and it's about, you got dragons, and people went like, oh, that's never going to work, is it? And because you didn't know.
Don't give up the day job.
No, exactly, don't give up the day job. But then, here we are, 6 years later, and it's turned into this international hit, which is amazing, and we're very, very grateful and lucky.
And for the very few people in the world who might not have seen Game of Thrones, your character, Jaime Lannister, started off as incredibly hateful, and by series 4, I mean, we really love him, we're rooting for him. I suppose that's the interesting thing with a series that goes on for so long.
No, it's the thing about any of us. If you had to, if anyone thinks about a time in our lives where we did something really horrible, and then imagine the movie about you started right there, it would take a while before the audience realize, well, maybe there's more to it than just that. And I think it's the same with a show like this, because you have, in essence, it's going to end up being 70 hours to tell a story about these people. You get to know more of them, and you realize it's not just black or white. It's they all live in the grey zone.
And there aren't many shows that there are such water cooler moments where people go into the office the next day and go, oh my God, did you see what Jaime Lannister did with his sister? I mean, it's just, you've had some of the most shocking storylines. And also, I mean, discussions about sex and violence are up there with Game of Thrones. Do you see where people are coming from when maybe they say it goes too far?
No, I get it. And definitely it's not for everyone. But that's the beauty of the remote. You can just switch it off if you don't like it. But I think at the same time, the attraction of the show is that at the core it's about people. And you're right, he has a very weird relationship with his sister. But I always think about it as he has a line at one point where he says, you don't get to choose whom you love. And it just happened. And it's wrong on so many levels. But everyone can relate to falling in love with a person you shouldn't fall in love with. I think we've all tried that sometime in our lives. Of course, this is a drama. It's Game of Thrones. It's heightened. So
to say the least.
To say the least. And I think, and also, we all know it's a television show. It's not a documentary. And it's just, it's entertainment.
And we're being told that this is the first series where the books and the series are going to part ways a little bit more. Does that mean that you've literally signed your life away? Are you allowed to tell anyone anything? What's the level of secrecy like?
It's quite intense.
There's a lot of secrecy, but at the same time, you know, people come up to you and say, "What happens?" And then you go, "Well, you don't want to know." No, of course I don't want to know. But it's been fun for me this coming season. Everything I do, my character Jamie does, is off book. So it's everything that the writers invented that. So it's been really cool.
We cannot wait to see it.
I mean, it's been kind of crazy to spend my whole adolescence on like the Game of Thrones set. But it's just been like the best drama lesson I could have ever been given, you know, I could have ever had. It's just kind of made me as a person, Game of Thrones. It really has.
In the most traumatic of ways.
You'd think it would be a traumatic process going through it, but it's actually really fun. It's the acting bit, yeah, it's a bit traumatic.
I mean, what is so fun about it? Because presumably the fact that lots of the cast British, the locations are amazing, their storyline's amazing. It's such a heady mix, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think what makes it so fun, well, it's probably, you know, the cast and the crew are all so tight, it's ridiculous. We're all literally, I know it's so cheesy, we are like a big family. Very much just like my brothers and sisters.
And why do think fans, I mean, you get asked this every series, but why do they love it so much? Why do they keep tuning in? Is it the characters, the sex, the violence?
I mean, I think it's, I don't think it's necessarily, you know, the sex and the violence. I think it's probably the way that it's all written, and, you know, it's got the fantastical elements mixed with, like, just real characters with real human emotions, and I think they just got the balance like so right.
And having been through it from the beginning, every series do you get the script and read to the end to see if you're still in it? Because they kill off everyone, don't they?
They kill off everyone, yeah, it's definitely... Who is screaming over there? Does that mean Kit's here? I bet it Kit's here. Yeah, we all like flick through right to the end. But, I mean, you know, I think people are told in advance when they die. I don't think it's like get the scripts and be like, oh, there I go, I'm doing it.
And how much of it can you give away? Do you have to be very careful now this evening about what you say?
I have to be very careful in everyday life about what I say. I can't say a thing. But tonight, yeah, with so many people asking questions, like I can't say a thing.
Well, I won't ask you anything, so that you're safe. Thank you so much.